Thank you very much, Tomislav, and thank you everyone for being here today. For us, for the Fosterreg project, is a very important milestone, our final conference, which marks nearly the end of 2 years of work and hopefully of good results that many people around Europe will be able to use from now on in the future. So I'm going to very briefly explain to you what is Fosterreg. I'm not going to spoil the interventions from my colleagues later on. I'm not going into technical results, but I just want to give you a very brief overview of who we are, what we have done, our motivations, our work structure, and most importantly, what is it in Fosterreg for you, how you, as public servants, most of you, can use the results from this project. So, I think, yeah. Well, Fosterreg is a 2-year project that was funded by the European Commission within the call to enhance the capacity of public authorities to plan and implement sustainable energy policies and measures. And there's the starting point of Fosterreg comes from realizing that there is a gap between policies and practices in urban regeneration and policies and practices in energy efficiency measures implementation. We want to build a bridge between these two worlds with Fosterreg, and hopefully we have advanced in that path in these 2 years of work. You can see the consortium in this picture, the consortium that forms Fosterreg. We try to replicate in 3 countries, in Croatia, in the Netherlands, and in Spain, the same structure composed by big major players in urban regeneration and energy efficiency, and cities are at the core of these policies. So it's no surprise that we have 3 cities, the city of Fosterreg, as we have seen, also the Dutch city of Utrecht, and also Bilbao in Spain have been part of the consortium, and also other regional and national bodies involved in urban regeneration, involved in retrofitting, involved in energy efficiency policies that you can see, BCSIF in Spain, APN also in Croatia, and also in the Netherlands. Utrecht has played that role. We have research organizations as well, such as Tecnalia, ourselves, Deve Center, and TNO in the Netherlands, and finally ASM from Poland, leading the role of dissemination and communication of the project. So this, hopefully, with this structure, we have been able to bring all the necessary stakeholders to our work, as you will see later on. Well, what we wanted, as I told you, I won't stop a lot because I don't want to use much more of the time that I have allocated. We had, our plan was to build a bridge between energy efficiency implementation measures, planning and implementation, and urban regeneration, which are things that most of the time are disconnected in practicality. And there is a number of reasons, number of reasons behind this. And most of this lack of integration between these two worlds is the bridge that we wanted to jump over, and what we wanted to bring close together, breaking silos in administration, improving multi-level coordination between European, national, regional, and local administration, were our key drivers for doing this work, and also engaging stakeholders, working on financing and managing processes, and so on. You will hopefully see some of this in the later presentation. And what we wanted to achieve with Fosterreg, and hopefully we have at least achieved some of this. Well, first and foremost, we wanted to have some influence in public servants, in public officers, make them realize this not this problem, but this improvement potential in their everyday practice. We wanted to bring them closer to the areas of practice that were not already addressing in their everyday work, bringing energy efficiency closer to urban regeneration. Also, help to promote, identify, and promote new and improved plans and policies. It is very important for us to have been working in a reflection on how planning procedures and local, regional, and national policies have an impact on how we address these processes and how we integrate energy efficiency in urban regeneration. We have been having a look at this, and we have produced, together with a lot of stakeholders that you will see, we have produced recommendations and new and improved ways of working so we can hopefully address this problem. Of course, at the end of the day, we want to impact the life of people. Final consumers and citizens are at the core of our proposals because all of this is about improving the quality of life of the citizens in our cities. And last but not least, we wanted to have some impact, or to achieve some impact on the uptaking of the Energy Efficiency Directive, especially in the Article 4 and Article 7. So with all of this in mind, we had one vision, which is the one that you can read on top of this slide, to enhance public capacity to plan, finance, and manage integrated urban regeneration for sustainable energy uptake, which is the short sentence that summarizes what I have been explaining before. And below this vision, we had three main objectives. One was multi-level coordination, and also breaking the internal silos within local administration. This is alignment and coordination of policies, planning procedures, and also managing procedures in this vertical, what we call vertical, which is multi-level EU, national, regional, and local administrations, vertical coordination, and horizontal coordination, which is the coordination between different departments in the same city administration or administration. Sometimes silos exist in these areas. Most of the time, it is very hard to jump over these silos. So we have been analyzing this, and we have been proposing new ways to work to overcome these kind of barriers. Our second objective was capacity building. Well, it is not a good thing to generate knowledge and then not to spread this knowledge. So a big effort in the second year of this project has been engaging public servants in these areas, involved in these areas, and letting them know the results of the first part of our work, as you will see later on. And last but not least, as I said before, helping or fostering the implementation of Articles 4 and 7 of the Energy Efficiency Directive. So, what was our work process? We can group the work that we have done in three big actions. As you can see here, the first thing we did was, I'm not going to go into much detail in this because we don't have the time in this presentation, but first thing we did is define the general framework. We did a broad analysis on planning procedure, policies, management procedures, legislation at local, EU, regional, local levels as well. And also we elaborated a stakeholder map to fully understand and identify what are the improvement areas, what are the barriers, which is the current scenario in which we can move to improve energy efficiency in urban regeneration. This was done in the first few months of the project. We produced some material that I will explain later to you, and then with this stakeholder map that we created and the initial inputs of the project, we jumped to the second stage, which was a collaborative analysis and elaboration of proposals of improvement. And we didn't want to do this alone. I will show you how we engage many people to collaborate and to build this series with us in a series of national workshops. Maybe many of you have participated in these workshops during last year. And also the culmination of all this process was a EU workshop that we held June last year in Brussels. And with this generated knowledge, what we have been doing during the last year was to design and develop capacity building processes in the three involved countries in Fosterreg, in the Netherlands, in Croatia, and in Spain, each one specific to their own scenario, national scenario, which is very different. And this is a situation that we normally find across Europe, that national and even local legislation is sometimes very, very specific. So problems and sometimes solutions cannot be replicated directly between one, even in the same country, between one and another city, because local regulation can be a hurdle for this. So we have been busy in detecting more than a package solution that we can replicate. We have been busy in detecting the key components of these good practices in these solutions, and then identify them, document them, and show how and why they work. And we have been doing this specifically in the 3 countries, as you will see in more detail later. And then, as an umbrella for all of this, we have been working in dissemination and also network strengthening, working with stakeholders, working with civil servants at several levels to engage them in our actions in 2 and 3 specifically, and hoping that this will go beyond the lifespan of Fosterreg, hoping that these groups can somehow keep on working together, keep on thinking and developing solutions and good procedures together. I told you that we engage people. I think this is one of the things we can feel most proud of in Fosterreg, that especially phases number 2 and number 3, we didn't do this alone. We were not working in a bubble, in our research bubble, as we always often call it, and thinking and imagining solutions good for everyone, not really counting on them. In Fosterreg, we have made a tremendous effort to involve public servants in several levels of public administrations, as I said before, local, regional, national, and even EU, and from all domains directly involved with both fields, urban regeneration and also energy efficiency. The response of these people has been overwhelming, I have to say. And as I told, this is something we feel very, very proud of, that we have been working, we have organized, between phases 2 and 3, we have organized more than 30 events, and we have had a huge number of people collaborating with us. So if you reach for the project results, take into account that this is not our work, this is not the work only of the 10 partners that compose the Fosterreg Consortium, but this has also the inputs and the knowledge of more than almost 300 public servants in these countries, and also from the European Commission, providing their insight and providing us or helping us with their experience. This is the overall number that we reached, almost 300 people during the phase 2, the collaborative analysis and the national workshops. And during, this is not closed because we have still one event left to do next week, in the next couple of weeks in the Netherlands. But this is the number of public servants that we have directly involved so far in events like this one. So we can feel very proud of these numbers, and this is for everyone to thank. Well, in addition, what's in it in Fosterreg for you? What we have created? Through all this process, we have been creating some reference materials. I'm only talking about a few of them, in my opinion, the key materials, and I'm not going to go into much detail. All of these materials are or will be very shortly. I think number 3 will be in the next couple of weeks, will be available in the project's website. But materials for number 1, number 2 are already available. We have in the website a section where you can reach all dissemination materials, presentations, the reports, and training materials that will be soon, very soon online in a matter of a couple of weeks, 3 weeks maximum. But what we have already available is the results from phase 1 and from phase 2, which are, well, in phase 1, as I told you, the Energy Efficiency in Urban Regeneration Framework Report. As I explained before, providing an analysis of this framework in Europe and specifically in both countries, and then the stakeholder map that I mentioned before. And for number 2, we have one main report, which is the collaborative analysis and main practices report that you can, well, all of these reports have been written in a way so that they have a executive summary, a very brief and short introduction where you can grasp the content of the report. So we know that sometimes it's very hard to see yourself in front of a 200 pages report, and providing this kind of easy comprehension of the contents of the report, it was important for us. You will find it in our reports. As I was saying, collaborative analysis and best practices report, and then 3 specific reports for the 3 involved countries, the Netherlands, Croatia, and Spain. And in the next couple of weeks, we will have the materials for phase 3. And also, we have been working hard in dissemination. We have a project website which is updated continuously. We have been issuing newsletters regularly. We have been very active in social media, and we will continue to be. And today, I hope to see many tweets with the hashtag Fosterreg that we are using to promote this event today. And then, well, leaflets, publications, presence in conference. We have been working on all of this as it's natural. This event, the final project conference, is our last big milestone in dissemination, which is very important for us, and it is a huge pleasure seeing a full room, mainly thanks to Tomislav, who has been taking care of the organization. And I wanted to leave for the last the videos. I think we are very proud of the videos that we have created. We have been documenting all the workshops and all the process with the stakeholders. We have done several interviews with these stakeholders, asking them their opinion about the project, asking them about their inputs on the subject, and we have created a series of videos, general videos on the project, and also specific videos on the capacity building and training processes in our countries that you can access in the Fosterreg YouTube channel. I highly recommend. Some of them are well in Spanish. They have English subtitles, and they are mainly in our languages. But I highly recommend you to spend some time watching these videos. Maybe not a Hollywood movie, but I think they are interesting anyway. And last and not least, I think I mentioned before, we are streaming this conference. Hopefully many people in Europe are connected through the internet. I want to say hi to all of them who are listening to me right now. And we are also promoting the event through Twitter. So I can encourage you to use our hashtag and post your comments, post your impressions. This is very good feedback for us. So this is it for me. I want to say, again, a big thank you for you for being here. And I hope the day is interesting for you. Thank you.